Hello, Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is me, Moin Commerce Wala. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going again with a session with ChatGPT. So today's our topic will be Hi ChatGPT, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing really well. Thanks for asking. How about you? How's everything going on your side?
Yeah, everything is going perfect and smooth. So how are you doing today?
I'm glad to hear things are going well. I'm doing great too, just here and ready to help with whatever you've got in mind. Is there something specific you wanted to chat about or work on today?
Yeah, I have a topic today. The name of the topic is how I boosted my productivity 10x with ChatGPT.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, we can definitely work with that. For a YouTube style description, we could highlight some specific tools or strategies you used, like maybe automations or particular workflows. What kind of tech or AI tricks did you use to get that boost?
Yeah, I would like to ask some questions from you. So, are you ready?
Absolutely. I'm ready. Ask away, whether it's about specific productivity hacks, examples from your own process, or just ideas on how to structure the video. I'm all ears.
Okay. So, what made you start using ChatGPT for productivity?
Yeah, great question. So for me, it started when I realized I was spending a lot of time on repetitive tasks like drafting emails, summarizing notes, or brainstorming. Once I started using ChatGPT to handle those, it freed up so much mental space. And that's when I really saw my productivity skyrocket.
Okay, that's a great.
Yeah, I'm glad that
There
resonated.
are,
If you want, I can also share some specific examples, like how I set up daily planning or how I break down big projects with it. Just let me know.
yeah, you can share it.
Perfect. So, one big thing I do is use ChatGPT for my daily planning. I just give it a quick outline of the tasks I want to tackle, and it helps me organize them by priority and time blocks. And then when I have a big project, I break it down into smaller steps with its help. And that keeps me on track way more consistently. Does that sound like something you might try out?
Yeah. Okay, so tell me that were you struggling with time management before?
Yeah, for sure. So before I started using ChatGPT, I used to really struggle with deciding what to do first each day. I get overwhelmed by a long to do list, so I jump in too many directions. I also found it hard to keep track of deadlines. Once I started using it to keep me accountable, though, that all started to fall into place.
Okay, so how can we use ChatGPT to boost our productivity, make our work easier?
Yeah, that's a great one. So you can use ChatGPT to draft emails, summarize articles, or even brainstorm ideas. Plus, it can help you create checklists, plan out projects step by step, and even offer reminders. Basically, it's like having a super organized assistant right at your fingertips, which really takes a load off.
Oh, nice. And in which things and work ChatGPT can help us and make our work smart, fast, and easier?
Yeah, totally. So it can help with things like research. You can ask it to summarize complex topics quickly. It's great for content creation, like generating blog post ideas or scripts. And for learning, it can explain concepts or quiz you on things. Basically, it's super versatile for all kinds of tasks.
Okay, so can we make videos with ChatGPT?
Absolutely. You can use it to help script your videos. So you just give it a topic and it can generate a detailed outline or a full script. Then you can record your voiceover or even add those lines to a video editor. It's a great way to keep your content consistent and save time scripting.
Okay. So what is the biggest good thing you like about ChatGPT?
Ooh, that's a really good one. I think the biggest thing I love is just how adaptable it is. No matter the task, whether I need to brainstorm or break down a complex info or just a bit of motivation, it's like a trusty companion. It really helps me stay focused and creative.
Okay. And how can we use ChatGPT in our daily life?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, in your daily life, you can use ChatGPT to plan out your day, like setting reminders or deciding on priorities. You can also use it to answer quick questions, summarize your reading, or even practice new skills, like learning a language. It just fits right into a lot of everyday tasks.
Okay. So
Yeah.
What are some biggest problems people face while using ChatGPT?
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think some of the biggest challenges are getting overly generic answers if the prompt isn't clear, or sometimes it can misunderstand context, especially if the task is really niche. And of course, there's always a learning curve in figuring out how to get the best responses. But once you get the hang of it, it's really powerful.
Okay, so how can we know that we are using the ChatGPT in right way?
Yeah, that's a super important thing to watch out for. I'd say it really helps to be super specific with your prompts, giving it context, examples, or step by step instructions. And then always double check the responses, especially if you're using them for something important, just to make sure they fit your exact needs.
Okay, so how can we give a good prompt to ChatGPT? Which type of prompt is best for ChatGPT?
Yeah, great question. The best prompts are really specific, so give it clear context, like what you need, any examples, and even a desired format if you have one in mind. The more detail you give, like who the audience is or what tone you want, the better it can tailor the response. So think of it like guiding a conversation with a lot of clarity up front.
Okay, and what are some issues people might face while using ChatGPT?
Yeah, so one common issue is getting responses that sound a bit generic or off topic, especially if the prompt is vague. Another issue is that sometimes it doesn't have up to date info, so you have to fact check. And of course, it can't fully replace expert advice, so knowing when to verify is really key.
Okay, which thing of ChatGPT you like the most?
Ooh, I think what I like the most is how it boosts my creativity. So whenever I feel a bit stuck, whether it's on a project or just brainstorming, I can bounce ideas off it and it gives me fresh perspectives or unexpected directions. It's like having a creative partner.
Okay, and what's the best part of using ChatGPT, and why do you think people should use ChatGPT in their daily life?
Yeah, I think the best part is how it scales with you. Whether you need help with a tiny task or a big project, it adapts to your needs. And because it saves time and makes things easier, like writing, planning, or learning, it really frees people up to focus on what matters most to them.
Okay, that's a good job. Okay, so what makes people use ChatGPT instead of using other tools?
Yeah, great point. I think one big reason is how natural and conversational it is. You don't have to learn a complex interface, you just talk or type like you would with a person. Plus, it's super versatile. Other tools might be specialized, but ChatGPT can handle all sorts of tasks in one place, which is really convenient.
Okay, and what are the best parts that you love while working with ChatGPT?
Yeah, absolutely. I love how it feels like a brainstorming partner. So when I get stuck, it sparks new ideas I wouldn't have thought of. I also really like that it adapts to my pace. If I need a quick answer or a deeper dive, it matches that. It just keeps the flow really smooth.
Okay, and what other tools would you like to prefer if we can't use ChatGPT?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I'd go for something like Notion or maybe Microsoft Copilot. They both help with organizing tasks and brainstorming. And for quick answers, sometimes I still use Google's tools like Google Search or Google Bard, just to have options.
Okay, which one is best from all?
Yeah, that's tricky because it really depends on what you need. If you want a versatile conversational partner for brainstorming and writing, ChatGPT is probably top tier. But if you need structured project management or a more organized workspace, something like Notion could be best. So it's really about your workflow.
Okay, I want to do some e-commerce research, so which tool refer me?
So, when comparing ChatGPT, Notion, and Microsoft 365 Copilot, each tool has its strengths. ChatGPT is best for brainstorming, quick writing, and answering questions. Notion is ideal for building a flexible all in one workspace for notes, tasks, and projects. And Copilot integrates AI into Microsoft apps like Word and Excel. Basically, if you need fast writing help, ChatGPT is great. If you want a structured system, Notion is powerful. And if you're already using Microsoft tools, Copilot fits naturally into that workflow.
Okay, and ChatGPT, can you tell me that do can we use ChatGPT for doing business and earning money?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people use ChatGPT to streamline business tasks like drafting client emails, generating content, or even doing customer support. Some people create courses or services around AI or offer freelance services like content rating or data analysis. So it's definitely a tool that can support business income stream.
Okay, so from where we can find all these jobs to do?
Sure, to find business or freelancing gigs using AI skills like ChatGPT, first define the services you can offer, such as content creation, prompt engineering, or virtual assistant tasks. Then create a strong profile on platforms like Upwork using AI to help draft proposals and highlight your skills. Once you start applying, personalize each proposal, price competitively, and watch for scams, like vague job listings or upfront payments.
Okay, and how can we be paid on while I'm living in Pakistan?
If you're freelancing from Pakistan and need to get paid internationally, one of the best ways is through Payoneer, which gives you a virtual account in currencies like US dollars or euros. You can then link Payoneer to your local bank, e wallets like JazzCash, or even use a Swift bank transfer for bigger amounts. Just be sure to track payments and stay aware of fees and tax regulations.
And what do you think about Stripe?
If you're freelancing from Pakistan, Payoneer is one of the most reliable options for receiving international payments. It's widely used, integrates with Upwork, and lets you withdraw funds locally. Wise is also an option, but some advanced features may not fully work in Pakistan, and Payoneer tends to be better for compliance and easier local withdrawals. Always check fees and ensure your payments are marked as foreign remittance.
Okay, and what are the best part of earning online internationally?
Yeah, one of the best parts is just the flexibility. You can work from anywhere, set your own schedule, and tap into global markets, so you're not limited to just your local economy. Plus, you can often earn in stronger currencies, which helps boost your income. And it's really scalable. Once you build a reputation, you can grow your services worldwide.
Okay, so how ChatGPT can help us in writing mails and messages?
Oh, that's a great use case. ChatGPT can help you draft professional emails by giving you a starting point, refining your tone, like making it more formal or friendly, and it can structure them so they're clear and concise. You just describe the purpose, and it helps you write a polished message in no time.
Okay, and how much time does it take to make us a message?
Yeah, it's actually really fast. Once you give it a brief outline, like who you're writing to and what the main point is, it can generate a solid draft in seconds. After that, you just tweak it a little and you're good to go. So it saves a ton of time.
Okay, and can ChatGPT write our message in any language that we want?
Yeah, absolutely. ChatGPT supports a ton of languages, so you can have it write messages in English, Urdu, Spanish, French, whatever you need. Just let it know the language you prefer and it'll adapt.
Okay, it's great. So, how can it help us in studying and having an online business?
Yeah, it's really versatile. For studying, you can use ChatGPT to explain concepts, quiz you on topics, or summarize complex texts. And for an online business, it can help you create content, generate marketing copy, or even automate customer support responses. So it's like a personal tutor and a business assistant rolled into one.
Okay, that's great. And what are some key cons and pros you would like to discuss about ChatGPT?
Yeah, for sure. So on the pro side, I really love how it boosts efficiency. Like you get instant help with writing, planning, and learning. But on the con side, it does need clear prompts and it can sometimes miss nuanced context. And of course, you always want to verify important info just to be safe.
Yeah. Okay, so do we need to check the data that ChatGPT give us again to make it sure it is.
Yeah, definitely. It's always a good idea to double check, especially for facts or anything you're going to rely on. So if you're using it for a business decision or a study, cross reference with trusted sources just to keep everything accurate and reliable.
Hmm. Okay, and how can it help us in making decision?
Yeah, great question. So ChatGPT can help by laying out pros and cons, giving you different perspectives, or summarizing research. It's like having a brainstorming partner that can quickly give you relevant info so you can weigh your options more clearly and confidently.
Okay, and what do you think about did ChatGPT help us earn more money?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of people use it to offer services like freelance writing, tutoring, or content creation, and it can speed up the process so you can take on more clients. You can also use it to brainstorm business ideas, automate tasks, or optimize pricing. So it can definitely help you earn more if you use it strategically.
Okay, that's a good idea that we can earn more with ChatGPT. Okay,
Yeah, definitely. As long as you keep it aligned with your goals and double check important details, you can use it to scale up your productivity, create more content, and really streamline your business workflow. So I think it's a great idea.
okay. What skills can be built using ChatGPT?
Ooh, there's a ton. You can build customer support chatbots, automate email marketing, create interactive learning modules, even generate scripts or content for blogs or videos. Basically, any task that involves language or creative thinking, you can build a workflow around it.
Okay. And how do ChatGPT verify the information and prompt we give him?
Yeah, that's a key thing to know. ChatGPT itself doesn't have built in verification. It generates responses based on patterns from its training. So it's really important to cross check with trusted sources or up to date references, especially for facts or sensitive decisions.
Okay, so do ChatGPT reduce our stress when we are alone?
Yeah, it can actually. A lot of people find it really reassuring. Like if you're feeling stuck or isolated, you can just talk through problems, organize your thoughts, or get a quick answer, and that can give you a sense of relief. It's not a replacement for human connection, of course, but it can be a helpful companion in those quiet moments.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so how can we improve our language speaking and learning speed with ChatGPT?
Oh, that's a great use. So you can practice conversations regularly by having ChatGPT talk with you in your target language. Ask it to explain grammar, correct your sentences, or even do role plays for real world scenarios. And if you keep it consistent, it really helps you build confidence and fluency over time.
Okay, that's great. So, what part of your life improved the most with the help of ChatGPT?
Yeah, I'd say it's my productivity and learning. I used to get overwhelmed by big tasks or new concepts, but now I can break them down, get explanations, and just stay organized. So it really gave me that extra boost to keep growing.
Okay, and do you think AI will dominate productivity in the future?
I think it's definitely going to play a huge role. AI can already automate a ton of tasks, and it's only getting better at understanding us. So while it might not replace humans, I think it'll be a core part of how we work, make decisions, and stay productive in the future.
Okay, what's the next step after using ChatGPT?
Yeah, so the next step is really about integrating AI deeper into your workflow. That might mean automating more repetitive tasks, learning some prompt engineering to get even more precise responses, or even exploring other AI tools like data analysis or automation platforms.
Okay, nice. And what are some advice would you give to beginners who are using ChatGPT wrong way? ChatGPT, can you hear me? Okay, so everyone, this was our today's talk with ChatGPT. There is might be an issue in ChatGPT, that's why he is unable to be connected with us. And let me check. Yeah, ChatGPT, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. If you've got more questions or anything else you want to dive into, just let me know. I'm here and ready.
Yeah, I was just asking that what advice would you give to beginners who are using ChatGPT in wrong way?
That's a great question. I'd say start by being really clear and specific with your prompts. Give it context about what you need, ask follow up questions, and don't be afraid to refine your requests. And always double check important info with trusted sources. But just be patient, experiment, and you'll get the hang of it pretty quickly.
Okay. And what do you think, can ChatGPT help someone become financially independent?
Yeah, I think it can be a big help. It can guide you on things like learning new skills, researching investment basics, automating certain tasks, or even helping you start side businesses like freelancing or content creation. Of course, it's just a tool. You still need a solid plan and to stay disciplined, but it can definitely give you a big boost.
Okay. What's one tip everyone should try today? The ChatGPT.
Ooh, I'd say try using ChatGPT to set a small, specific daily goal. Just ask it to help you break down a task you're putting off or create a simple action plan for today. Having that little structure can make a big difference.
Okay, if ChatGPT disappeared tomorrow, what would you do?
Yeah, that's a tough thought. I mean, I'd pivot to other resources like online courses, YouTube tutorials, or other AI tools. But honestly, I'd miss it. So I'd probably make sure I saved any key tips or workflows I got from it so I wouldn't lose all that progress.
Okay, so ChatGPT, our time ends now, so kindly uh, wind up the session, add some ending speech.
Of course. It was really great talking with you. I'm glad we could go over all these ideas. And if you ever want to dive back in or explore something new, I'm here. Take care and good luck with everything.
Okay, so everyone, this was our today's talk with ChatGPT. We really enjoyed it. Now we will meet in another AI session. Hope you all also enjoyed. Take care and bye bye. Bye, ChatGPT.
That was a Yeah, exactly. I had a great time too. Thanks so much for the conversation. I'm really looking forward to our next session. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.